Good morning, good morning, good morning. C'est moi, Rachel.
Where's that hoodie from?
This hoodie is from Dharma's, Santa Cruz. Tara Shay and I went down there and helped Margaret have her healthy happy hour over the weekend. Both of her people are signing up. One of them is signing up is enrolling as a brand partner. The other one is enrolling as a customer so far. And so we all three got matching sweatshirts, matching hoodies from Dharma's restaurant. It's like it used to be called McDharma's. And it was like the double arches. It's a vegan version of McDonald's. And so it was called McDharma's. But I think they felt that was too karmic. So they changed it. Now it's just Dharma's. Check it out. How you like me now?
I love it. I love the color too.
Isn't that great? Thank you. Seafoam green. It matches the wheels on my roller skates. I have pink roller skates with seafoam wheels. So that's one of the reasons I got it. All right. Bon dia, como vaya, meninos? Como vaya, all of you? All right, let's go ahead and spotlight. I'm learning how to spotlight. I need somebody else to learn to be, would anybody else be willing to be a my tech person sometimes and learn how to spotlight and do all that and bring people on camera? It's like a whole art. It's not really hard at all. It's just hard to sometimes be talking and remembering those things. So, little prayer this morning. May all beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they all be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the bliss that is sorrowless. May they abide in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Okay. So let's start with, thanks for the heart, Geneva. Let's start with any questions and any thoughts or anything from the past week, questions or comments. We're now in the spring renewal. Have you been inviting? Do you have people interested? I'd love to just start with that before I go into a little bit of training. Well, I want to celebrate Margaret for her healthy happy hour, by the way. She's not here, but I'm celebrating her anyway. So it's really, really powerful to have live events. It was nice that Tara Shay came down because she really sealed the deal, really helped that woman decide to become a brand partner. Thank you, Tara Shay, for all you contributed. That was very helpful to Margaret. It was very nice of you. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay. How's everybody doing? Mindset Monday.
I have like terrible allergies that feel, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, darling.
I have terrible allergies that feel like a cold, but I know that it's allergies because I just forgot to take my allergy medicine for a few days. So started taking it again last night, so it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it just rained and now we've got the sun, so it's like the blossoms are just releasing all their pollen, right?
Totally.
Yeah, so that's like a liver thing. So allergies comes from the liver, like really like a liver issue. So like as your liver cleanses, those allergies should go away. Just make sure you're really reducing fats so that your liver doesn't have to work. It's really important to reduce oils and fats, to not cook with oils, to not even put oil on your salad, to like if you're going to put something on salad, just use lemon juice and herbs and spices. You know,
that makes so much sense.
You can have like a half an avocado.
Spring.
Yeah.
And so you're like you're like if you were eating a lot of fat for winter, but now it's spring and like your body is like ready to let go of all that winter fat, but then you're eating fat. It's like probably overwhelming,
Mm-hmm.
like overwhelms your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to have free the liver of the fat so that it can actually function, because it needs to function, and it needs to not be in a sludgy environment so that all of its little 7,000 actions can happen. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, anyone else?
Sure.
Glennis.
It's sunny and beautiful out. I so loved yesterday getting out in the sun. It was 65 degrees out.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I got more I want to do today, but I got to stay and do some stuff inside, right?
Yeah.
So I'm torn between the two, but you know, it's beautiful out. It's so nice to have this after this pretty crazy intense winter.
Beautiful. I know it was like 75 degrees yesterday. It was so nice. Yeah. Chanel, I can tell you're like trying to get on. I feel you when you're trying to talk. Or maybe you're trying to talk to someone else.
Yeah, I have a client, like a photography client that was texting me, trying to get into her gallery.
Oh, okay, good. Go help her.
So
Okay. All right. Well, okay, let's get into this.
Rachel,
Oh, yes. Yes.
we could do another like healthy happy hour in person. Like so I met like 4 people yesterday that's interested, and I dove into like being a cleanse, being a detox, being superfoods, and being protocol, and they're all interested.
Perfect. When would you like it? Book it now.
Um
My house?
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
they were all at Soft Medicine when I did the drumming, when I went to the sacred drumming thing with Kai last night. That she hosted the shamanic journeying, and so Soft Medicine. Yeah, I mean, what's a good day? We have wins. I guess brainstorm it while you can go over your schedule, and we can do
Okay.
that later. But
Yeah,
I
we'll
just
do
want
that
to
later.
share.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so
Thank you.
you're welcome. Good morning, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I never talked to you, but I want to say hi to you. Are you able to come off mute and say hello? Like, I see you on the calls, but there you are.
Hey,
Good
how's it
morning.
going?
How are you?
Good. Just trying to tune in while I'm here at work. So,
I don't really know much about you, but I wanted to remember, I feel like we talked before. Are you under Kahina?
yes.
And then how long have you been on board?
Geez, for a few months last year, and I'm only recently back on board. So,
So you're just getting started?
uh, yeah, for the last couple months.
Cool. Do you feel like your health has improved?
Oh, yes. I had several ULCs I had bought, so like they were stretched out over a little while, but yeah. Hey, there.
There you are.
So,
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming on view. Appreciate being able to see you. That's nice. What have you been experiencing?
Um, I try to eat very clean and healthy and all. The superfood shakes and stuff are great. I've really incorporated my son onto some of this,
Good.
and he's really enjoying it. But yeah. So
What is the change? What changes have you noticed?
So like I've recently got back into the gym and all, and it just seems to feel like energy wise, I feel great. The I don't. I'm sorry. I'm doing a poor job of articulating right now.
No, you're doing great. I can tell you're probably like in a work environment trying to navigate that.
Yeah. I just slid
Okay.
off to the side, away from the front counter. So,
What do you do?
I'm in electrical sales.
Oh, okay, got it. So you're like, you have to be upfront. Okay, you're in electrical sales.
Mhm.
And what made you join Purium as a business partner?
I'd really like to be able to give back. I feel like this is awesome. Also, it's awesome to be affiliated with Purium. Everything I've got from it, just as far as feeling well, the different supplements, sleeping great with the apothecary.
Good.
It's really helped me so far as sleeping well, eating right. That was already a big like cornerstone of everything I've been doing for a long time. But Purium definitely seems to be leading the way with nutrition. So trying to lead by example within my own family. So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So-
And so you thought like this is a really great thing to share, and you like obviously really feeling it, and I love that you're having more energy and sleeping better and all that. That's wonderful. And did you have like, would you like to do you have any kind of financial goals?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of slow going on sales myself. Trying to find the right way to navigate within a community in which a lot of people are trying to look for the bottom dollar, like the cheapest way to, they like to spend money on ephemeral things instead of themselves. And trying to find better ways to navigate that avenue is really what I'm looking for. So,
So you're looking at wanting to help other people who are they're not spending on themselves, and you want to help them with that to have that value. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, like they're more than willing to spend money on themselves, going out and tearing themselves down, partying, or whatever like that, but not really trying to, and then trying to eat off the dollar menu to and not
You're helping that you want to
everybody.
help them see the value of changing their
Right,
lifestyle.
absolutely, within investing in themselves, and that's ultimately what eating right is. It's not um, eating well and eating healthy normally is a little more expensive than just eating cheap. Eating cheap is also cheap for your health, and I feel like a lot of my friends, especially closer friends, they deal with issues and they don't relate it to their nutritional intake.
Mhm.
And so if I could help bridge that gap, that's really what I'd like to be able to do.
Okay, good. Guess what? That's what we're doing today. I'm going to teach you guys the 4 steps. Today is all about how to build the value. How to build the value of what you got here so that other people get it. So if you have to work and you have to get back to the front counter, I totally hear you. Don't worry, do whatever you need to do. But I just want you to know that this particular training is for you, okay?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna put my Bluetooth in so I can take notes while I'm up front.
Okay, perfect. Just yeah, awesome. I love that you're like coming on the call and that you can do that. And so today, you guys, is the beginning of a new cohort. Okay, so we just have been doing this 90-day run since the beginning of the year, and now we are beginning the next 90-day run, which is we're oh, here comes Dickie! Yay! Oh my gosh, Dickie's back! So excited. Dickie, welcome. So glad to have you back. You came in just in time as I'm just about to start the training. It's so perfect. So, oh, where'd he go? Is he there? It looks like he disappeared again, I guess. Oh, there you are. You're in your car. Awesome. Congratulations on your new brand. Hi. Oh, look at your kids. Yay. You're growing up fast. Congratulations on your new brand partner, Julia. I think hopefully she'll jump on in the next 6 minutes and she'll get to catch up part of this training. But what we're really doing is like, basically today we're going over the 4 I's. Okay. So who remembers what the 4 I's are?
Inquire, invite, inquire, invite. Okay, I'm losing the other eyes.
Anyone else want to give it a shot? That was cute, Anne. Okay.
I know it's in there.
What did you say, Glennis? I can't hear you. You're muted. You muted yourself.
Oh,
Inspire, inform.
yeah, inspire. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay. All right. Kahina, you got your hand raised? Kahina, you're muted. I don't know if you're there. You go.
Yeah, sorry.
Inquire, inspire, inform, and invite.
That is the order. Inquire, inspire, inform, invite. Okay, this is the 4-step funnel. Inquire, inspire, inform, invite. Okay, let's talk about inquire for a minute. What does that mean? So this is like how you do the business. This is the 4 steps of the business. This is literally the entire business in 4 steps. Inquire, inspire, inform, invite. This is how you do Purium. This is the business, and it happens in 4 steps. So who wants to talk about inquire?
Inquire is asking questions, getting to know them and their concerns, eh?
Getting to know them. Yes, getting to know them, asking questions, and getting to know their concerns. Beautiful.
Finding out their goals.
Helping them understand their goals, right? I was just doing that with Jeff, right? I was like inquiring. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do? What are your goals? What do you do you have financial goals? Oh no, he has goals to help people get the value, get the transformation, right? The first thing he said wasn't about money. It was about, I want to help people. Okay, so we're going to meet people, whatever they want, that's where we're going to help them, right? Inquire, get to know them and their issues. So much we can spend time doing word vomit, right? Where we're just talking about ourselves and we're not getting to know the client. We're not getting to know the person we're talking to and like really understanding what their goals are. Their goals may not be the same as ours. Anyone else have thoughts about inquire? I think Tereshi had her hand raised, but then you disappeared, but I think you're back.
I have thoughts about it.
Okay, Lena.
I believe.
Good morning, by the way. Welcome.
Good morning. I'm here finally.
Great.
I believe when you start to inquire about people that it creates a building platform for trust.
Yes.
And then immediately they're like, oh, they want to know about me. So cool. And then once you get to know about them, you can kind of put their input in, and then they can build even more trust because they can see that you are knowledgeable or what have you, which then brings you into inspire.
Beautiful. Very, very well said. So yes, we inquire, we actually build trust by asking other people questions. So how often are we actually just like talking about ourselves and our own problems and our whatever we got going on with us and our own experience, and then we always talk about telling our story, right? But it's not as useful to be telling our story unless we've actually inquired first, unless we've actually gotten their story first, right? So we don't want to start with our story. We want to start with like, what is it that they're interested in, right? So what other thoughts do people have? Does anybody remember the airplane analogy? Does anybody know the airplane analogy? Like the study on the plane? Glenn, if you want to go for that.
Oh, sure. There was, I guess it was a study, but there was these 2 people sitting in a plane, and the classic is the guy that won't shut his mouth, right? But in this case, the example is he's asking the guy a lot of questions, and he's trying to kind of get to know who he's sitting next to. And at the end of the flight, they asked the guy something about the one that was asking the questions, the guy that was answering all the questions, and they go, oh, I don't know, but he sure was a neat guy, right? It built rapport or trust, and the guy didn't really know anything about the guy that was asking the questions, but he trusted him.
Because he was asking questions. He was trusting him because that guy was asking him questions. So the study was that there's person A and person B. And so they did the study with people in planes on airplane rides, right? Where there's like 2 people and one person is Sheila, the other person's Barney. I don't know why those names came to me, but that's their names for the story, right? So we've got like Sheila and Barney, okay? And Sheila is the one who's talking. Barney is the one who's asking questions. So Barney, thanks, Geneva. I'm glad you thought that was funny. So Barney's like the entire flight. Barney says nothing about himself. He only asks questions. He keeps Sheila very busy for that entire hour to Las Vegas, asking Sheila questions about herself. Sheila's telling him about her daughter, about her college graduate kids. She's talking about the illness she has. She's talking about, all the different marital problems she has, whatever she's talking about, right? She's just telling him everything. He's just asking questions. By the end of the flight, the people doing the study ask them both questions. So like Barney's part of the study, right? He's like in cahoots with the study. He's just a plant, so they can do the study to just ask these questions, right? So all he's done is just been told to sit there and ask questions. So he hasn't talked about himself the entire flight. Sheila says to Barney, says to the study, they ask her, what did you think about Barney? Right, remember, Barney hasn't talked about himself one bit. What did you think of Barney? And Sheila says, Barney's a great guy. Barney's a great guy. Oh, he's so awesome. Well, what do you like about him? Well, he's just so sweet. He's just so cool. He's just really sweet. Well, what do you know about Barney? Tell us about Barney. She says, well, he's really nice. They go, well, what do you know about his life? Well, I don't know. He didn't share any of that. Well, what do you know about him? Well, I don't know anything about him. She literally knew nothing about Barney. He never spoke once about himself. She knew absolutely nothing about him. But guess what? She sure likes him. She trusts him. She trusts him. Only because he was asking questions. When people love to talk about themselves. People love to talk about themselves. Next time you're in a conversation, notice whether you're the person talking or you're the person asking questions. Notice what happens in your own conversations on a regular basis. Pay attention. Who's talking? If there's someone in your life that you're struggling with, or you may have issues with, or you might have some kind of conflicts with, switch from being the talker to being the inquirer and see what happens to that relationship. If you are just the person who is inquiring, that person will unfold and begin to trust you. All right. So step one, we could call it inquire, or we could call it building trust. So the 4 I's is just easy to remember. So we have inquire, inspire, inform, invite. Obviously it's not that easy because people didn't remember it. So maybe we need to change the acronym, but right now it's inquire, inspire, inform, invite. Okay. So now you've asked enough questions. So now Barney knows everything he needs to know about Sheila. He knows like what her pain points are, right? He knows what her struggles are in life. He knows what she's needing help with, and he's got solutions. He can help her. So now what? What's step 2? So now what does he do? Now what do we do with all that trust? You know, we got somebody, we care about them. They trust us. We really want to help them. Now what?
Share stories.
Share stories. We're going to share stories. How do you share stories? How do you inspire people?
I think the first one that's really powerful is your own story. And then you go on to say, at least this is how I've been working it. It sounds horrible, but I don't even have to. Okay. Someone was like, oh, you're doing such a great job. I was like, I'm not even trying. I'm just being honest. I'm being myself. And yeah, and something about the inquiry was interesting because the moment I started asking questions and getting curious about what they thought, and I was able to get a perfect stranger to start to talk to me and trust me. She even said, I can tell you're not even lying because you know, and because I inquired, I asked her, I was like, would you agree with me that if you were to grow food in soil rich of mercury, that it would have mercury in the plants that you're eating? And then that is what created this like trust and understanding of like, oh, but I made her kind of come up with the answer. So not only do they start to feel like smart about their questions, but it's almost like their idea to start getting healthy or ask more, or instead of pressuring them, you know. And then the inspiring part was like, yeah, it was just the other day when I went in to try to show my friend, I was really excited about my blood pressure, and everybody that walked into the store was like, wait, what's going on? She's so excited. And I was like, my blood pressure went down. And they're like, why? And I was like, well, let me tell you. And then just started this huge thing. And then the lady was kind of, the stranger was super skeptical because she's like, oh, I've tried these shakes and I've done this and this and this and this. And I was like, and then I just started asking questions about what, you know, what it was that wasn't working and all this stuff. And yeah, and so it's kind of interesting, like with inspiration, and the inquiring, to really be curious, I think is really, really important.
Yeah, and so it's not always going to be always like inspire, inquire, or inquire.
Yeah, it's not really
inform,
you,
invite.
but
It'll go back and forth sometimes between
Mhm.
inspire and inquire. You might go back and forth between those two for a little while.
but the inspiring is great because then it's like, oh, this is happening to me. Oh, and then I heard this happen to my mentor, and this happened, and then this happened, and then they're just like, what the heck? I
Yeah.
went in, oh, little Binde, I can see her tail, so cute.
I know she's finally got, it's like we're like 4 months in and she's finally starting to trust me. And so now she's finally starting to come up during while I'm talking. She never did that before. So this
I
is,
just love it. You can't see anything other than her just tail. It's going back and forth.
yes. So inspired. So this was a great example. So you've been inquired. First we inquired, right? First we like get to know the person, and then you're like inspiring them with your story, or they see your story, they get inspired, and now they're reaching out to you, but you don't want to go to inform yet. You do not want to inform them about what the products are yet. You still want to inquire, right? That's what you did.
Yeah, kind of, but I was also blurbing a lot of like information because I kind of go in between all of it, so that way they can see that they can trust me and I'm informative.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just some salesperson that's reading a pitch.
Yeah.
But what was interesting, once I got her onto it, then immediately she was like, I have the sister, blah 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 blah. So immediately I just said, hey, do you want to tell me? Do you want to tell me about your sister?
Exactly.
And then she started, telling all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I love that you really stayed in the inquiry. There was another inquiry in there that you said earlier. You said, and by the way, welcome Ray Shannon and everybody who just hopped on. We're just talking about the 4 I's. The business is 4 parts: inquire, inspire, inform, invite. And so we want to inquire in order to get their trust, to build trust. Like that's what really builds trust, is like asking questions, and it helps us get to know what we want to share with them, because we don't want to just send them. If spamming is just sending people a bunch of information and we're not even connecting with them. We don't even know what they want. We're not even offering something related to something that they're interested in. We're just guessing. We're just like throwing a bunch of stuff out there, and it can really turn people off. And so we don't want to spam people. We want to engage and build rapport. And so we build this trust through inquiring and asking questions. And we talk about leading with questions. Like leadership is questions. Every coach in every industry, they're trained to ask questions. When we're coaching a person to solve their problems, we're trained to ask them questions. The questions are what help them solve their problems. Right?
I just want to add one little thing about the questioning. Sure. That with curiosity, it kind of brings you into the inner child, like a heart space. And when you're all into information, you're more in a head space. But if you're in the heart space, you're connecting with them. And so that's another reason why the questions are just, very.
Yeah. This is why it's so important to, this is why, sorry, my cat's playing with something. This is why it's so important to, what was I going to say? I totally lost my train of thought. It's so important though, obviously. What was the last thing you said, Lena?
That when you're curious, that you're more in your heart space than in your head space. And with your heart space, you can connect more and they feel it right away.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when we're on social media, this is why it's so important to interview people, because you want to be like just exposing people to stories to inspire them. Right. And then that engages interaction. And then we can start inquiring with them when they reach out to us. Oh, thanks. What did you like about that video? Or what inspired you? What makes you want to do? What made you interested in doing a cleanse? What was it in my video that made you interested in the shakes? Whatever the question is, you just want to make sure that you engage with them in what's important to them, right, about your post, so that you know where to go from there. You want to know how people are I don't know what to say next. Well, if you don't know what to say next, ask more questions. I get that all the time. What do I say next? So if you don't know, ask more questions. Felicia.
Good morning. So just wanted to piggyback on that and just, where we're more engaged with the others and we're in their world and we're curiously engaged, asking them questions versus us, kind of talking about ourselves, it has them feel like they're special and that, you actually become more attractive to them when you're in their world, asking their questions and, you know, listening to them versus, you know, you being interesting. You got to be interested in them. So it just makes so much more sense. Like I said, it feels special when someone's asking you questions. You want to hang out with them more, you know? So yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Be more interested than interesting.
Yes. Interested in them. Yes. It's very Landmark. That's how, you know, I got trained as a leader at Landmark is you're curiously engaged. That is actually one of their bullet points or aspects of how to coach.
Yeah, and
You
we
know,
want to get them. We
you
want
want
to
to get
ask
them.
questions and we want to get them. I got it. I got your
Correct.
reality. I got what you're doing. I got what's happening with you.
Yeah, because everybody wants to just feel understood. Everyone wants to be gotten. They want to just feel like someone gets them. They really do. We do, right? So it just has them want to follow you around a little bit more, you know, because they feel like, wow, they understand me. You know, I want to, you know, be around them more. So it's not like a ploy or a trick or anything. It just, you know, I really care about people. I love people. So it's just kind of like, I want to make people feel special. So it's just like a little, I don't know, a little special thing, I guess.
Yeah, we make them feel special. When you ask people questions, it makes them feel special. It makes them feel like you care about them and what they're thinking.
Exactly.
The other thing that happens is sometimes when we're asking questions, we'll start to interrupt. Like we'll ask them questions and then we're like, oh, that reminds me. And then we'll relate it back to us. And then we take the conversation back, and you don't want to do that. You want to really be aware of like, am I taking the conversation back, or am I like showing them I get their world? Right.
Exactly.
Come back to them. Keep coming back to that person and asking them questions and mirror. I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, this is what I hear you saying. Sometimes, so I'll recap on calls, on connect calls, even when I'm just like being the connect call. I will, sorry, hold on a second. Doing the tech part here is so funny, trying to like, I can't even find myself on the screen. Okay, wait. Okay. Doing the tech part is, being like engaged and listening to a person and getting their reality. And then on connect calls, I'll often, I will recap. I'll say, well, here's what I hear you saying. You basically are experiencing this. And that way I'm making sure I'm paying attention because I know I'm going to recap. Because if you don't recap, you maybe didn't get what they're saying. So show your proof to yourself that you're hearing what this person is saying and recap for them. Tell them what you heard them just say. Yeah, I get that you're having like hypertension, that you're like, your blood pressure is really high. You were in the hospital and you thought you're about to have a heart attack. And by the way, I showed Lena's, Lena, you weren't here, but I actually featured your video the other day. And I think it was yesterday. And congratulations on that you were I love that you had a real showing yourself at the hospital with the blood pressure machines right there.
No, I was at the doctor's. Yeah.
Yeah. And you were just
yeah,
like,
they left me alone for a while. So I even asked them, I was like, is this thing broken? And she's like, do you mind if and I asked her if I could play with it a little bit. So I kept taking my blood pressure while they were gone.
Yeah, well, your blood pressure is now low. You have like high blood pressure in your family lineage. And so you're like, I think this is genetic. Like you kind of thought maybe I just have to deal with this, but you got your own blood pressure to lower. Way to go with this. I'm really happy for you. So anyway, yeah, like basically, you want to get people's reality. That's super important part of this puzzle is slow the hell down. We rush too fast. People rush way too much trying to get the sale. Don't try to get the sale, try to get the person. Don't get the sale, get the person. Get them, get their reality, get what they're struggling with. Show them that you really understand. Show yourself you really understand by showing them you really understand. And then we move into inspire. We inspire people. We inspire people with our stories. We share them more stories. That's why the interviews are really helpful. Every time I do an interview, someone makes a sale. Every single time. I almost can't even think of a time where there's an interview where there wasn't a sale. Like basically either if I interview Glenneth, either he's gonna have someone who's gonna be inspired and buy the product, or I'm gonna have somebody who's inspired and buy the product. But someone, usually one of the two of the people, if not both, are gonna have someone on that video who's going to buy the product. If you have been posting and posting and posting and you're not getting any sales, it means there's a crack in your funnel. Something is not happening correctly. And so we want to get on a connect call with me and your upline and make sure that we want to find the crack in your funnel. Where's the crack in your funnel? You've been posting and posting and posting. Oh, this might be Julia. There's an iPhone coming in, hopefully. Good morning. Hang on a second. I just want to make sure we welcome everybody in. Hello there on the iPhone. Oh, there she's connected to audio. Hello there on the iPhone. Oh, there's Nancy. Welcome in. Hey there. Okay, so if you've been posting and posting and posting and you're not, and nobody's you're not having conversations, or you are having lots of conversations from your posts, but you're not, they're not leading to them getting past their obstacles and purchasing, then there's a crack in your funnel, because this funnel works. This funnel works, I promise you. So I've been in this long enough. I've been in there for 9 years. I've been seeing thousands of people transform their lives. So I know what works and what doesn't. And this, I can tell you, really, really, this funnel truly works. So, so one of the things is that we try to take the easy road sometimes and just talk about Purium. We post and pray. We have the links in our bio, and people are skipping the conversations. They're just well, no one went to my bio and bought. I'm going to tell you, 99% of people will not buy from your bio. They may go to your bio and get the information, and now they're going to poke around on the internet, and you'll never know they were interested, because they went to your bio, they saw the product, they saw the thing, and now they're not going to buy from you, because now you've led them away from you. Now they're not going back to you going, okay, so what is this thing? What is this product? Tell me about it. I have high blood pressure too, or I need to lose weight too, or whatever the thing is, right? They've been led away from you to now do their own research, and now they're off, and now they don't even remember where they saw the product. And now they go, maybe they remember the name of the product and they just buy it on Amazon. I have to tell you that this is what I experienced over and over and over again. I had people, and the way I found out that they were buying it on Amazon is because they would tell me, hey, Rach, this didn't work for me. I got nauseous, and basically they were having detox symptoms. Rach, this didn't work for me. I was wondering if you want to buy my product. I bought it on Amazon. And I'm like, what? How did you buy it on Amazon? Why would you buy it on Amazon? Why didn't you buy it from me? Who knows why? Well, they found out it was Purium, and then they went and did their own research, and then they went and bought it on their own. Remember, it takes 5 to 7 exposures before a person will buy from you. So when they see it on your page, when they see you share your story on your Instagram, you want them to ask you about it, so that they're coming back to you, and so that you know who's interested, so you can now guide them. Because what happens if they buy it on Amazon? Who knows what happens if they buy on Amazon? What are the problems if they buy it on Amazon? What are the problems for them? What happens if they buy it on Amazon? What are the 6
They
main
can be old.
Sorry,
It can be
go ahead.
old and outdated product.
Usually it's old and outdated and expired, because that's why they're selling it on Amazon.
And the worst part is you don't know how, if it's been in a hot car, you don't know if it's been cooked in 90-degree garage somewhere. It's just not the real deal.
Exactly.
No money back guarantee.
There is no money back guarantee. So if they have a bad experience, now they're screwed. They can't get their money back. They don't, and it is expired product generally, because it's not Purium selling it on Amazon. It's people selling their old stock on Amazon, or maybe they buy and they store it somewhere and then they sell it on Amazon, but they're not giving any customer support. That person has no idea they're detoxing, but they bought it on Amazon. Why? Because they saw that it was Purium and they went on their own research journey. No matter how much you think that they know that you're the one selling it, they will go on their people need 5 experiences. And so if you keep them in your world and they ask you, what is it that you're doing? You want them to ask you, what is it that you're doing? so that you can guide them carefully and make sure that they get the support they needed, because they're going to be with you. You're going to offer them long-term support for the rest of their journey, for the rest of your life, right? You're going to be offering them weekly calls, a Facebook group, a YouTube video, it's support calls on like what's happening. You're going to be off talking to them individually, letting them know there might be detox symptoms, how to deal with those detox symptoms. And you deserve to earn that income. Okay? You deserve to be earning income for the work that you're doing. You deserve that. You earned it. You need to be paid. Why not be paid for what you're loving to do? Why not be paid for the work that really is meaningful to you in your life? You literally deserve that. There's nothing wrong with making a sale. There's nothing wrong with charging people for your time or for your efforts or for the products. You are offering a service. You are helping people. You need to get paid. You need to eat. You need to pay your bills, right? It's okay to funnel people back to you. You're creating curiosity with your post. And now the curiosity comes back to you so that they can now ask questions to you and you can ask them questions. If they just go to your bio and they just like seeing everything, they're like, oh, okay. Well, this is $445 or $360 or $700, whatever it is. Oh, this is expensive. I can't afford this right now. I'm going to go away. Why? Because they haven't built the value. Your story is one part of building the value. Building the value takes 7 steps. So if they go to you and then they go to your bio and they've lost interest, they've only gone through 2 steps. They went to the first step and to the last step, and now they haven't even overcome their own fears, their own limiting beliefs, their own issues. Yes, I have a link in my bio to some of the products, some of the smaller products, so that if they buy, I can see and they'll be in my world, and now I can guide them to something else, right?
But I have a question on all that.
Sure.
Yeah, this totally makes sense for sure. What do you do about perfect strangers on the internet that are curious about it, but they're afraid to reach out to you and they just want to buy, because we're in such a consumer world and that's just kind of the way it is. But
I had the product on my website. I've had the product up there for years at a time and had like 1 sale from that. And it's not worth it because it's also sending a lot of people away from you, because I had a lot of people buy it on Amazon because of that. It's
Gotcha.
so weird. I'm like, they found out about Purium through me, but they bought it on Amazon and then they didn't even
outweigh.
Yeah, because people want to research. The reason they go to your bio is those are the researchers. So they're like, okay, it's Purium. Okay, I'm going to do how many times have you done that? Nama juicer. Okay. I saw it first on Raw Christina's website. I looked and saw that she was selling Nama juicer. I'm like, what is Nama juicer? So then I went and did research on Nama juicer. And so then I was like, oh, and then I finally was going to buy it on Amazon. And then I remembered, I'm like, I'm an affiliate marketer. I need to buy from the person I first saw it from. I'm like, who did I first see this from? And I was like trying to remember so I could give her the sale. And I'm like, oh, no, it was from Raw Christina. I'm going to buy it from her because she's an affiliate. She's going to get a discount. But otherwise, I was just going to buy it on the cheapest place on Amazon, wherever I could find it. You know what I mean? Because that's just my first exposure, was seeing her juice with that juicer. And so then maybe I ended up in her bio or something. I don't know. I looked around, but then I eventually knew that I'd first seen on her page. So I went to go see, does she sell this? So however it is, it's like you loop around. People don't buy the day that they see a product, the day that they hear about something. They're going to spend days with it. Most people, the majority of people, you have some occasional low-hanging fruit, and somebody will just like make that impulse buy. But there's a reason why 1-page sales funnels are so long.
Yeah.
We don't have a 1-page sales funnels because I haven't taught you that yet. And you guys haven't created those yet. I have a 1-page sales funnel, but I haven't taught you guys how to make your own 1-page sales funnel. But I'm trying to create one for the whole team that everyone can use. But there's a reason it takes a person on a journey. So your exposure, like seeing your story, they're going to go, oh, let me look more. And so then they go to your 1-page sales funnel, and then it's going to have testimonial, 5 testimonials. So now they've had 6 exposures. They've heard your story, and now they've heard the 5 testimonials on the 1-page sales page. And then they've heard all the overcoming of objections, cravings, habits. These are the reasons that people blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to give them a lot of opportunity to keep exposing themselves so that then they finally overcome their own self-limiting beliefs and they believe that they can do it. But one-stage sales funnels also requires a lot of eyes for that to work too. The number one thing that works in network marketing is conversations, is actual conversations with a person. So you really, really want to make sure that that conversation comes back to you.
Yeah, how do I this just came up the other day. One of my sales, Jenny, she has a product, but she went to go talk to her friends about it, and they had done research on the company because they knew about what she was taking, and that the stuff came up about the court hearing.
Proposition 65, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then like every single thing, every package says it on it that there's reproductive harm. That's a little alarming for people.
Yeah.
So
It's
what
unfortunately the law in California to have that label on there.
So it's just a law from California.
So what I do is if people have that question, I just send them, it's on the boards app under
Yeah.
facts, I think, but I just send people the Prop 65, like I just send them all the articles about it. So they understand.
Okay.
And then once you understand it yourself, you'll be able to articulate it. But until you understand it well enough to articulate, just send them.
Yeah.
A good way of doing it is to say, you don't really want a product that doesn't have that on it.
Because what they found out, like it wasn't about the Prop 65. It said something about that there was lead found in the products.
Oh yeah, that's a totally different one.
No,
let me explain. That is all related. It's all related. So those are all basically the same issue. So
because it showed the product and it would say like the percentage, it said like lead, and then another product lead, another product, which definitely is kind of alarming if you find that. And
so there's a certain amount of allowable traces of anything in the soil, but the reason Prop 65 doesn't make sense is because this is a warning that was supposed to be put on objects like couches, pillows, like products, right? And so because this is a product in a container, now it's being grouped and lumped into this place of like furniture and things that are like covered in formaldehyde and lead and things like that. And so we have to have that warning on there if it's a certain size, if it's like over a certain size. And because we want to offer people a lot of product, we're not trying to like skimp, we're just like, here, we're offering generous proportions. We have to have that on there. And it's just like we're lumped into this other category that really doesn't make sense for food. And so that was why there's this like requirement. Now we don't have unsafe levels of lead, obviously. I mean, look at how our farming practices are. We vet everything, we batch test everything, we test every single thing that comes through the doors and everything that comes to our facility for metals and everything. We have like huge amounts of testing, but yet there is a certain allowable amount of any trace metals in the soil because that's natural. Certain things are naturally occurring. And so it's a long story. I would just recommend that you just look at like Prop 65, read all the articles on it that we have in the team page, the Team Alchemy page. You can go to Prop 6, just do a search for Prop 65 and Team Alchemy, and you can read the articles and understand it a little better. And you can read what the naturopath, the company naturopath says about all that. I don't want to go too far into this because this is an issue, but like definitely I want to like stick with the training. Glenna, did you have something to say?
Well, just real briefly about that. There's I think it was on either yours or the company thing. There's a tour of the warehouse that shows some of the testing stuff. And I've seen that somewhere and I don't remember where it was. Do you know what that is?
Well, everything that you really need to know, I don't know what that is, but like, if you go to, if you do a search in the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, actually go to the featured post in the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation group, go and read. I mean, go and listen to Amy's featured. I pinned that to the top into the featured post. Listen to Amy's talk on our third party testing. Dickie. Hey there.
Hey, just want to quickly say Julia's in the waiting room.
Oh no. Let me get her. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, cool. Let's see if she made it in.
I'll be happy to take over some of the technical stuff, but I may need some training on some of it, right? but I can let people in.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Here, I'm gonna actually make you a co-host. I should have done that. Welcome, Julia. Good morning. Dickie, do you want to introduce your new brand partner?
Sure, introducing from live from Whole Foods.
Awesome.
Hey, so Julia is an old friend who we know each other from, well, we know each other really from me playing in bands and she being there and being part of the great energy of the crowd. Yes.
And
so, yeah, but then Julia is also the owner, was the owner of the legendary Night Spa, which Stephanie Dawn frequented a lot, and my wife Gretchen as well. So she's been in the health world and profession for quite some time.
Very cool. Is that like the Korean spa?
Hi there. No, it was a spa on Abbot Kinney.
Oh, cool.
Like manicures, pedicures, massage, facials.
Nice.
For about 13 years, but I closed about 5 years ago.
Amazing. What a great location. I love Abbot Kinney. Sweet. Thank you for joining us. Good to have you. We've been just talking about the four steps to the business. There's just 4 steps and it's very simple and straightforward. And we're just going into the nuances. So far we've talked about inspire and inquire, right? Does anybody want to, just for your own self-absorption, to like absorb it into your own brain, want to do a little recap just to kind of, where are we so far in this conversation about the first 2 steps?
I'll share. So the things I wrote down that stuck out to me anyhow are you the person, because I had trouble with this, are you the person asking questions or are you the one talking? And that's under inquire. The whole part of inquire is to get to know them, build trust, ask questions.
Thank you. Get to know your client, ask questions. That's going to build trust rather than trying to like talk about products, which is what most people get caught up in, like trying to explain their products. And they're like, how come they're not buying? How come they're saying no? I'm feeling rejected. Well, it's because we haven't inquired enough. We haven't really we want to just stay with the person and slow down the sale. We're not trying to like hurry up and make a sale. We're actually just trying to build value and help them. We're trying to really connect with them and understand what do they actually need, right? Rather than like hurrying and trying to like give them a product. Okay. We want to slow it down. And so great. Awesome. Who are you? What do you need? Why were you attracted to my post? What was it that I said that interested you? Why did you want to cleanse? Why did you say that you wanted to, what made you curious about the shakes? Whatever it is, like ask the questions and get to know them. Right. And then we inspire them with our story and other stories. So interviewing people on social media is very powerful. Interviewing each other from the team is very powerful. I was saying that every time I interview, someone ends up with a sale, whether it's me or the other person. Or both of us, when every time there's an interview, people go, wow, I really needed that. Like they hear the story, they get it. And then now they ask you questions like, oh, I have that. I have Hashimoto's, or I have sleep apnea, or I have high blood pressure, whatever it is. They're like going to relate to something in the story. And then they're going to get back to you. So inspire. So inquire and then inspire. And then we get to this part about information. And so this is kind of the step that we were on, right? So we're talking about informing next, right? So we inquire and then we inspire and then we can inform. Then we can inform people about what it is, because now we've built rapport, we've earned trust. We know what we know what they're looking for, we know what they're asking for, we know what they're really wanting and needing because they've told us. And so now we can inform them. If you inform them before all this, you've lost it. They're usually going to be like, well, I don't know. Like they're not going to see the value, because literally people make the decision to buy the product before they even know what the product is. If you've built the value correctly, they make the decision to buy it before they even know what it is. If you've really taken them through the funnel and they've seen stories, they've seen experiences, maybe they've come to a presentation, maybe they've come to one of our weekly Zooms on Saturday. Maybe they have been to a healthy happy hour. There's all these different ways where they can kind of get all of the 4 I's: inquire, inspire, inform, invite. There's a way they can get all 4 of those I's, and that could be at a presentation. And so often at a presentation, at whether it's a virtual healthy happy hour, a launch Zoom, whether it's a in-person healthy happy hour, those kinds of events, they're gonna get 3 stories, they're gonna get information about the products, they're gonna get the price breakdown, we're gonna lead them through overcoming all their obstacles, they're gonna get lots of exposure, and then that's why those are the most effective, because they actually buy at the end of those events, because they really get the value. So Inquire, Inspire, Inform, Invite is a structure for building value. We inquire, build rapport, and then we get to inspire them with like, oh, I know somebody who has that same story. I know somebody with high blood pressure. Oh, I know somebody who was diabetic. Oh, I know, because even if you're brand new, like Julia, you're brand new, kind of, but you've been around a while, you've been hearing stories. I'm sure you've been like collecting stories. You probably know some stuff. You've heard Dickie's story, you've heard Gretchen's story, you have your own story. And so like, even if you're brand new, you're like collecting these stories. And then these stories are inspiring people because you're telling these stories now to people, right?
And I sold Purium about 10 years ago when I had my spa. So I'm jumping back in, but I know it's changed a lot. So
yeah,
I've done the transformation about
it was just a 10-day. Now it's a 90.
5 times I've done the transformation, and it's always worked for me. So I have a backstory, which helps too.
Yeah, awesome. So you've been around long enough to see lots of stories. So yeah, and that's a 90-day product that we have now. We're not even just giving people a 10-day, because what happened when people did the 10-day, they would go back to their life and they'd be like, well, Purium doesn't really work because it's just a cleanse for 10 days. And now I'm back to where I was. So then there's not a lot of like stick to itness. And so now we have a 90-day. So now people really, really do something for 90 days. It's a protocol for 90 days. And now they're like, wow, I am now completely into this lifestyle. Like it is a habit. My cravings are gone. I'm completely used to using these products all the time. I'm completely used to eating healthier all the time. And now they've changed their lifestyle. And that's what truly makes the name real. The ultimate lifestyle transformation. We're helping people transform their lives. It's a lifestyle transformation. Okay. So inspire, inspire, inform. So now we're like sharing with them. So how do you share with them about the product details? Now, here's a little trick. So the last one is invite them to a call, invite them to meet somebody. I kind of want to change the order of this to inquire, inspire, invite, inform. Okay, we're going to invite before we inform. So like, I'm going to invite them to learn more. I'm going to say, hey, I'd love to, if they're interested, say, hey, I'd love to connect you with my friend Rachel, who introduced me to this, or Glenneth, or whoever. And they can help you, know what products to use. They can help you design your health reset. They can help you design a protocol that's going to work for you. I'd love to connect you. Let me send you guys a text message. So you like get that. You also like ask for that consent. Let me introduce you to this person. I'd love to introduce you to this person. Send a 3-way text, everyone sync schedules. And then you're going to introduce them. And then that person, now I'm going to say, oh, hi. Hi, Julia. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thanks, Dickie, for texting us both. Let's hop on a call. When are you free? Right. So then I'm going to say, let's all talk. Like, let's hop on a phone and I'll help you out. Dickie has sent us a 3-way text message. That's an edifying text message. And I say, let's hop on a call. When are you free? And then we're going to set that date, right? We're going to schedule. We want to get something in the schedule as soon as possible. As soon as you see the opportunity to schedule someone, you're going to get them in the schedule. So you're going to invite them as soon as you can. And then before that call, you're going to encourage them to watch a video, see something that's going to inform them. So while they're waiting for that call, you're going to inform them. What tools do I like to inform people with? I often will send a replay of something. I'll send them a replay of the Hashimoto's talk, or what do we have so far? We've got a Hashimoto's talk. We've got an acne strep, ABV, MS talk. We've got a diabetes talk. We've got a stomach pain, stomach issues, digestive issues talk. So we've got a lot of different talks that you can send people where I explain the whole 90-day protocol, and they're going to get the whole entire presentation, and they will get everything in order from beginning to end. Yeah, Lena.
Is there a menopause talk?
And there's a menopause talk. Yeah, it's all on the boards app. So on the boards app.
See it.
Sorry, what's that?
I looked for it the other day and I didn't see it because I had someone questioning about that. And another thing I wanted to ask was I've been having kind of trouble when it comes to trying to get people on a 3-way call, or because my first go-to is like, hey, my mentor is a regenerative health coach, and if you want to do a 3-way call, that'd be great. And immediately a lot of times they get kind of turned off to like have to talk to somebody else, or it gets overwhelming for them, which I've noticed.
It's the languaging, because you're saying I want to do a 3-way call. That's not appealing to people. Let me introduce you to someone who can support you.
Okay.
Just say yeah, I'd love to introduce you to my friend Glenn. He's the one who turned me on to this, so he can help you.
Okay.
And then Glennis is going to suggest a 3-way call. Now he's connected. Now he's going to say, oh yeah, I'd love to have you, like when you're free, let's get on a call. And then you guys schedule it and you say, hey, Lena, I'd love for you to be on the call too, because so we can support your friend.
Okay.
3-way call, that's jargon. That's our word.
Well, I don't always say 3-way call.
Oh, okay.
I just say, hey, I would love to like connect you to my regenerative health coach if you have any more questions about health, or we can gear you towards,
Yeah.
But it's the idea of having to talk to somebody else, and then it makes this like, I've noticed it's just overwhelming for people.
So it's better to just say like, I'd love to introduce you to my friend, not make it some big fancy thing.
Okay.
I'd love to introduce you to my friend. Like, she's the one who got me started, or he's the one who got me started. And like, let me just like, let me connect, I'd love to connect us. And then he can help you.
Okay. Yeah. I've been doing
you're taking yourself out of the equation and just saying there's someone else who can, who's, that's like, who can answer you, who can like help you, who can give you the same support that he gave me. Like, he helped me. I want him to help you too.
Okay. Yeah, I have like a whole spectrum of different types of people that I deal with, which is really interesting for me, and good practice. Because one lady was just like, I don't want to see anything, I don't want to watch anything. You are my link, and I was like, okay,
that's fine. I mean, if somebody's ready to buy and they're just going to do it on the spot, go for it. That's fine. That's totally fine. But get them on a call at some point. Just say, well, I want to get you on a call with Glenneth or Rachel at some point, because I want you to get the support. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to you want them to experience community. Now, here's one thing to know is that even if it's after they've bought, you still want to plug them into community, because it's the community that statistics show that that's what actually causes them to stay on the products and stay like healthy. It's going to give them long-term results, and it's going to help them stay on the products. Gotcha. So it's really like the community is what also gives them the possibility of becoming a brand partner, because when they feel community, it actually starts to plant the seed that like, I see how this is done, I could do this.
And that's like hooking them up with the Facebook as far as community goes.
No, community is like introducing them to Glenneth or me.
Okay.
And then eventually they'll see the community on Facebook if they decide to go that route, or maybe they'll come to a presentation and see the group, or come to a call, or when they're becoming a brand partner, they're going to meet more people, like that. That was a good question. Thank you. Rashan, good morning. Hi, Rashan. You need some help here.
Okay, thank you. I couldn't unmute it. Yeah, so I just wanted to piggyback off Lena. I have the same kind of things with my people is they kind of get turned off with talking to someone else. So
I really want to say something, Rachel, about this, because it's really important to me.
Well, can you let's let Rashan finish first.
I just want to tell you before you jump in.
Oh, before I jump in. Okay, yeah, but let's let Rashan finish, and then.
Yeah, so that's all I was gonna say. So I liked the tips. Now I honestly I lost my train of thought.
So you were saying that you have some people that who do you have specifically that you said that they are
just like friends, like I'm in the Inspire. I'm really in the Inspire right now with a lot of people that I know, and so they reach out here and there. A couple have reached out this past weekend, or they're being worked on over like seeing all my posts, my close friends, some of my close friends. So they're really being inspired and kind of asking questions, and I think just kind of filling everything out, but I've offered to do 3-way calls and things like that, and I don't know. Also, that's what I was gonna say. They're busy. They're really busy. They work full time. And so that part of it, I don't know how to get around that part too, because I'm busy too.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to start this. I guess I'm almost a little fearful of starting a text thread and then like kind of like going in circles with the time, like making a time that's going to work for everybody. So that's what I wanted some advice on.
Well, just to answer that particular part before we go to Anne is like, as far as like the scheduling, I always ask the client, what are 3 times you're available?
Okay, that's good.
Have them start the conversation. When are 3 times you're available? Because I'm flexible. I can usually pick a time that they're available. I can usually pick something that they're available.
Okay.
So I'll let you guys pick first and then I'll go last.
Okay, so what I got out of the previous conversation was kind of ask their permission to get on a text for support, and then that'll open it up for the connect call.
Yes, basically we're gonna go to Anne in just a second because I think she has something to say about this, but yeah, generally like that. And so
okay.
And also too that I forgot about is that one of the things that leads up to a call is actually exposing them to more stories. So before getting to that place of inviting them to a call is like expose them to more stories. Like if you know what's going on with them, you want to either add them to the Core 4 Nutrition page on Facebook and tag them in 3 to 5 stories. Have you been doing that?
No, not too much. You know what? I thought they had to purchase to be on that.
No, the Core 4 Nutrition group is the prospecting group.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's only for prospects, and that's not a support group, but the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation is a support group.
Okay, and that's the one where they have to purchase the ULT, not just the Core 4?
No, they have to just be on products before they get into that group. That group is earned. That group is like a freebie that comes along with the purchase.
It does it, so they can purchase anything and be in that group.
They could purchase a cherry juice and get into that group.
Okay,
they
that's
just have
good
to be a customer.
Okay.
For customers only. The Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation is customers only. The Core 4 group is like a group where we expose people to testimonials so that they get over their own personal blocks and they can see that this is possible for them. And then they will, you tag them in 3 to 5 posts in the Core 4 group.
Okay, I did that and then I forgot about it. Also, if they're not on Facebook,
then that's what I was going to say next is if you do a search for Core 4 launch, hashtag Core 4 launch on Instagram, you'll come up with all kinds of people's before and after stories. And if your story's not there, please add the hashtag Core 4 launch to your Instagram stories. And then you can start sending them stories from Instagram. But what I found the most powerful these days is just to send them stories from our before and afters on our app. Have you seen on the Team Alchemy Boards app, there's the Inspire before and after. So click Inspire before and after, and then just send them stories, send them pictures of before and after pictures of people. These are all teammates. Every single person on here is on the team. So you have permission to like send them those stories and say, this is somebody on my team.
Oh yeah, those are
and
the
you're
ones
not lying.
Yeah, those are the ones I usually post to my stories. Does it let you still share them without purchasing?
Yeah, so you weren't on that. That was that training I did just for you the other day, was how to do it for free.
I rewatched it. You said share from the.
Yeah, if you're on the Boards app and you click the share button, it's no problem.
Okay.
But if you're in a text message trying to share, then it tries to charge you money.
Okay.
So remember, Inspire takes a while. You got to expose them to a few stories so that they really get over themselves.
Yeah.
They're ready for a call. They're excited. They're chomping at the bit. Okay, Anne.
Sorry, it's hard to unmute these days.
Thanks for
okay, so a couple things for Lena and for Rayshan. Rayshan and I still have not gotten on a 3-way call, just to point that out. That's one of those things about the time and spinning around. We haven't been able to get on a three-way call. So I can see why you're hesitant, because I don't know if you've experienced it with Rachel, but it is part of the work that we do here. And it's so much so that I really want Lena and you to understand that it's actually framed like they get to get on a three-way call or a consult call. It's not that they have to, or that you want them to, or you suggest that or you hope that they'll meet their friend. Like, period.
I've done it too. I've suggested, just like you're saying as well, and it still don't. Yeah, it's still
So-
overwhelming.
Not everybody's going to. It's okay.
Yeah, so let me finish, because Purium is so different that it literally changes lives. So it's not whether they're gonna get on a call or not, it's just embedded into the situation. So if they do an order and they don't have time to get on, and they're like beeline, like, you're my connection. Lena had one of those people. That happens often, actually. But you are going to, in my opinion, it would be very good and valuable for your work to just actualize, normalize that they will get on a support call, that Purium pays for their coaching. It's such a different company that wants to help people, that they're literally paying 20% commission to people. They're paying for their coaches. And whether they get on a call after they get their products, which would be like a product integration call, or they get on it before, it's just part of the standard status quo of what we do at Purium, because it changes lives. And if we don't get them on that call, there's a chance that they'll think they have a shake and some pills, right? And
Right.
so the great thing is that this comes with incredible amount of support. So you just normalize it. So when you're going to get on your three-way call, you plant it into your conversations. And so, we get on a consult call, we'll get on, I actually have somebody in mind for you. I have such a great selection of people. I can reach out to Rachel or Anne or Chanel in Rashan's case, and she can kind of understand the tenor or the tone of her client and be like, I have the best coach for you. I can't wait to get on that three-way. And if they say, well, why do we have to get on a three-way? You go, oh, no, you don't have to. This is a get to. Like, this is a free service that's provided to you, because this stuff is so incredible. It's so next level. So, and then to talk to Rayshan about the circling around with the time, I think that's so freaking true. Like, you send somebody a three-way text and you don't want to bother them with a bunch of stuff. So the most professional way to avoid that is, like Rachel said, you're chatting with your client or your friend, and you're like, girl, what is a good time for you? And they're like, well, I'm okay, every time Monday, but my kids are so crazy, and they go, oh, they're always so nuts. And so, like, if I can do it, blah, blah, you let them talk until you pin down 2 to 3 times. And you're like, okay, great. I'm going to send a three-way to this awesome coach, and I'll let them know that you're good after 6 on Tuesday, between 2 and 4 on Wednesday, and after 10 on Friday. And we'll just get back to them. And then Rachel or I or Chanel will pick it up, and we'll be like, we'll look at it. We'll look at our calendar, and we'll say, that's so awesome. It's so nice to meet you. Tuesday at 4 works. I'm putting it on my calendar. I can't wait to talk to you again. And maybe you have one more text. It's in your calendar. And then the day before, Rayshan, you reach out and you say, hey, can't wait to get together with you guys tomorrow. So excited. That way your client can say, oh my God, I have a dentist appointment. I'm so sorry. I forgot. You can be the one that says that. And then you do it again. You get on the phone with them. What's good for you next week? And they go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's still Tuesday after 5, 10 after 4, and whatever. And then you go, okay, Anne or Chanel or Rachel, this is her new time. And then we pick and we lock it in. So it's one text every time. And then a respectful week goes by or whatever. They get that call reminder from you. And it's just every single person that orders, whether they talk to us first or after, they're going to get a call. It's just innately built into your business. And it's just so much better. That's what I've seen.
Right on, Anne. Thank you. Yes, beautiful. So is that helpful, Rayshan? All these, and Lena?
Yes, that was very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love that. I love what you said. I love all of it. I like how you said normalize it into and as support and coaching. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that made me think about wording it more of like getting excited about it. And guess what this company offers? Free consulting or free coaching and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it. Just like, hey, this company is very different than something you buy off the shelf or something, because it comes with if you want it. And then, yeah, a lot of times people are like, wait, what? There's extra bonuses.
Yeah.
So that's good.
It's all about our posture. It's all about our inner posture.
Oh yeah, and one more question. If sorry, the Zoom calls that you do, like the menopause Zooms and stuff like that, we're allowed to bring customers or people that are like
That's what it's for. That's what it's for. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
Right.
prospect.
Sometimes I only see brand partners, so I wasn't sure if it was open to the public.
Yeah. It's designed as two things. It's a support call for customers who are on the products. You want to have your customers come on those weeklies. If your customers are coming to those calls weekly, they're going to keep getting more and more informed, and they're going to become more and more knowledgeable. They're going to be more empowered, and they're going to be able to recommend more people to you.
Okay, great. Are you going to be doing a bodybuilding one soon? Because I have so many bodybuilders that are asking me about this product.
Sure,
Okay.
I'd be happy to. Happy to do that. We'll set that up. Thanks. I only do whatever people ask me. Menopause came because someone asked. Diabetes came because someone asked. MS is this weekend because someone asked. Whatever people ask for, I give. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. It's designed to be a support call as well as a prospecting Zoom. It's both. We're basically letting clients, potential clients, come in and see how we are, what we're about, and like also see the Q&A session. Because at the end, I open it up to Q&A. What do you guys need help with? Now, it might be a client prospect who's asking the questions. The client prospect might be the person who's actually asking the questions at the end of the call, because people who've been there week to week already have their questions answered. But I might call upon someone who's been there for a while. Tell your story to this client. Tell your story. Maybe they have hypertension. I'll be, Lena, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're on the call today. Can you share your story? I'm going to call on you guys spontaneously, and it's an opportunity for you all to also learn how to tell your story and rise in leadership. Gleneth. You're muted. There you go.
Is this Saturday MS? Do I remember that right?
Yes, the Saturday is MS. I haven't made the flyer yet. I need to do that. I'm creating a whole new flyer. If you guys are noticing, we're on a new 90-day spring cohort. And I'm also going to change the flyers. For the flyer colors are going to be changed for the to reflect the spring blossom. We're in tandem with the spring blossom. So those are going to be the next MS flyer will be a different color. It's going to be a different brand. So speaking of which, all of you all who are here, please make sure that you post, and we're going to continue in a moment, but please make sure that you are posting your action plans. That is the requirement to be in this container, is to actually post your action plans on the team page, which is your business plan. It's your map. Like when Allie did that training on the map the other day, you can post your map. You can post your training plan. You can fill out the print. You can fill out the action plan print out that Purium provides and post that. You can write we want to write your vision statement. And that's really important for your business on the 1st of every month to do that. And if you haven't done it yet this month, please do, because that is the requirement to be in this container, because this is that's designed for you. It's not for me. It is for me, so I can know what your goals are, but it's also for you to actually have the practice of writing your business plan and creating that intention every month. So for that law of attraction, right? You're like generating your intention. You're saying, thank you. Now that I am executive or whatever the next rank is, now that I am director, I am thankful now that I am that. And then that is actually like, this is all landmark. This is Tony Robbins. This is like a practice that all, really of the greats in business practice. And so this is why we practice it. And it is a practice. It's a monthly practice. And thanks to those of you who have, there it is. Gleneth is holding it up. Let's spotlight Gleneth. Gleneth is now holding up the vision plan. You can print that out. It's actually, where did you print that out from? Did you print that out from the Boards app or from?
I think it was in your Boards app.
Yeah, it is in the Boards app. It should be under for BP's team. I don't remember where it is, but it's actually in the, I post it at the 1st of every month. If you need that, let me know and I'll make sure that you guys get it. Trying to remember where that is.
It might be on the 90-day thing. I don't know.
I'll figure it out. I need to reorganize the app. So we've gotten through Inspire, Inquire, and then Inspire, and then Invite, and then Inform. So now you've invited them to a call. They're ready to come to a call. I'm going to start sending them information before the call to kind of prepare them. So that way they come to the call educated. The more educated they are before the call, the easier it's going to be, the shorter the call is going to be, and the easier it is going to be for them to make that decision and make that final purchase. So I usually send them one of the replays. I send a lot of people the Hashimoto's video because a lot of people, my customers are Hashimoto's people. I often will send the 30-day, excuse me. So we've got two apps that we use. We've got the Boards app. And then from the Boards app, I go to the Q&A Saturday replays, and I usually send one of these replays because this is a full-on presentation that'll make it really easy for them to make a decision. And then if they're, and then I also like to send, sometimes I'll send, if I don't send that, then I will send from the Purium app, which is this, the business app, looks like that with the green logo, white with the green logo. And I will send you the ULT guide, the video guide, which is our upline, Roxanne Ruby. And you can just do a search for ULT guide. If I type in ULT guide, it's the first one, the ULT guide. It says accelerated schedule. I click on that and it's a video. I mean, this is a terrible picture. I've been asking them to change it for years. Maybe I'll finally get them to do that this month. But if you press on that, you press play. This is going to be a whole, this is like a, I think it's like a 6-minute video or something, but it's Roxanne.
Congratulations on making the decision to take your health back into your own hands. I'm here to show you how easy and affordable it can be to integrate this superfoods program into your lifestyle. First, we start with the core 4 nutrition for days 1 through 10.
Okay, so she goes over all of that. So that's sometimes I'll just send that if I think they're busy, they don't have a lot of time. I'm like, here's the basic, here's what it is. After they've seen the stories, after they're clear that they pretty much want to buy their product, then I'll send them that before the call. So that way the call is really just more about like answering specific questions, making sure they understand it all, making sure that they get the right customized pack for their needs and all that, and that we add on whatever they need to add on. Do we have any questions so far?
I have a question. It's about the spring renewal. You know, we're going to be marketing that this week. Remind me, I don't know if I already asked you this. Is the spring renewal, you said it's going to be in the Ultimate Lifestyle Facebook page, or is it going to be on a separate Facebook page?
No, we're going to have our own we're going to use our regular, we always just use the same Facebook page over and over again.
Okay, the ULT one. Okay, yeah. And then is that for any customer, or do they have to purchase like an Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Pack?
It's the same as before. It's the same group, and so the same rules apply. It's just any product. They're just all customers go in that group.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, great. And then my other question for you, which I texted, but I just wanted to make sure I was clear on the breastfeeding mamas. So that was the ULT collagen pack without the super cleanser.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That one doesn't come with the super cleanser, and they can still choose their shakes.
Okay, so any shakes, okay, just not the super cleanser.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other thoughts or questions? We covered a lot of territory today.
Can I ask a question?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. So I heard talk of the super meal changing, the recipe changing. Was that going to affect breastfeeding mamas? Because I think it was it the flax was upped or the
Flax.
chia?
So we're using flaxseed and we're not really using, oh wait, it's the opposite. Wait, was it flax or chia that we're using? I think we're using chia seeds. Wait, which one was it? I think the
We're
flax.
taking out the flax, Rachel. No more flax.
Yeah, okay, so we're adding, it's going to be all chia now. Yeah, thank you. But I don't know if we've changed it yet, but we're working on it because I
What
think
about
it tastes
stevia?
better. Sorry?
What about the stevia? I noticed stevia is in the love meals. I know, like, well, for me personally, I can't stand the taste of stevia. And I know I just talked to another person and she's like, I'm actually allergic to it. Her throat gets all scratched and closed up. So I've been, it's.
And just give her the power shake. For people who don't like stevia, there's the power shake. So, I mean, they're different flavors. So it's like, if they want to have the benefits of the mushrooms, then they can mix it with like the MVP Sport.
Okay.
Or they can have, or maybe they'll add in collagen for other stuff. But like, you can always turn the power shake into one of the other shakes by mixing it with other stuff. So the MVP Sport has all 5 mushrooms.
What about all the other stuff because I noticed that love has so much going on in it, like vegetables and.
I know the MVP Sport.
I can tell you.
The MVP Sport has a lot of stuff that the love shake has. But
I want to tell you guys too that in 8 years, not 8 or 9 years, like I had a problem with stevia too. And for some reason, it's such a low amount or something that nobody who says they have problems with stevia ever has a problem with the love shake. It's just so you know,
Yeah, just a further heads up is I think the problem with stevia that many feel is you have to use just a little bit. If you use too much, it tastes really bitter. And that's probably where people notice it. But I had a further query on the flavor change.
Hang on, Glenn. Let me answer Lena's question a little bit more based on what you just said. So I'm never sure if like people can see. This is always for the recording that I do the spotlight thing. Some people will hate stevia, and I hated stevia and I love this love shake. So I don't know why that's true for me. And so I find that's true for a lot of people, but some people just can't stand the taste of love shake. They just can't stand the taste of stevia, and we can't solve that. But the stevia is in there because it helps balance blood sugars, but some people can't stand the taste of monk fruit. So if we just did everything monk fruit, then some people would still not like it. So either way, it's like there's going to be some people who just don't like the dang product. And the best solution for me is to add with the power shake the MVP Sport, because it has like all the different mushrooms and stuff. It's like the love shake but without all the greens. And so the power shake is just like adding power shake turns the MVP Sport into the love shake in a way. Yeah. Go ahead, Glenna.
In a query on the flavoring, they sent me the samples to compare, but they were supposed to follow that up with some sort of message to actually enter our response from the comparison of the 2 flavors. They were trying to switch from one to the other.
Did you say they did send you a sample?
Yeah, I got the sample, but it said right in there that they're going to follow it up with the query page to actually put our response, but I never got that.
Okay, I'll ask Dave. Ask him at the Earth Day. Ask him at Earth Day.
I would, but yeah, there's probably going to be a lot happening that weekend, right?
I never got the sample, so I don't even know. Does it taste any different?
I haven't even tried it. I was waiting for that form. I said, well, might wait to get the form, right?
Well, bring it with you to Earth Day, and then maybe you can just fill out the form at Earth Day.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Anyone else? What were your takeaways from today?
One second. I have a question.
Oh yes, hi Julia.
I want to do a parasite cleanse along with my transformation, but I'm allergic to walnuts. So in other companies I've been told to, or other products I've been told to get something that doesn't have the black walnut. But is there a difference between being allergic to walnuts and black walnut?
I don't know. It's the black walnut hull. So I'm
Right.
not quite sure what that exactly means. And I would hate to like direct you in the wrong way, but for cleansing, for doing a parasitic cleanse without that, they say to do the aloe 40 concentrate.
And I was just going to buy a product that had all the wormwood and everything else in it. So
yeah, I would do that.
And then if I'm just talking about it on my own socials, it's okay to mention that I'm mixing products.
I just wouldn't mention it. Just say you're doing, you know, parasite cleanse. It's like, because they can have, because if it's the same ingredients, they can just still order, you know.
I see.
They
Okay.
don't need to know you're allergic to walnut, and that's that's too much information. It's complicated.
Okay.
Let
Can I
that,
say
if it comes out in a conversation later, you can talk to them about it.
I thought I was allergic to walnut, or at least I don't eat it because my grandmother was, but I've been on the parasite cleanse now for 4 or 5 days and I haven't felt any allergen problems. Just so you know, I don't know how allergic you are, but
You have anaphylactic shock, Julia?
My throat does close up with.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't even go near it.
Yep.
Have you done any research to find out like what is the walnut hull? What is it?
I was going to do that, but I thought I'd ask in case you guys knew. So
I'm gonna ask.
I just had to look up for Gabby.
So I'll
and-
add the parasite cleanse in kind of towards the middle of my cleanse.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just had to look it up for Gabby, and it is the same. It's Lomi, it's the same. So you probably want to avoid the super cleanser. Unfortunately, I think it's a great idea to take the product that you're looking for without. And if you want to send, you know, the different blends to Rachel or something, she can probably vet it. You know, unfortunately, Vimergy doesn't have one. There's a couple that I recommend, but yeah, the aloe concentrate.
I follow Parify and Mrs. Rogers Hood as well.
Oh,
like a parasite expert. She is the best, most knowledgeable person on parasites that I've ever found. She's amazing. If anybody's interested in that.
Yeah, will you put the link in the comment?
I use Dr. Morse's herbs and Mirabai herbs, and so I will look and see if they have like a walnut free, if there is this walnut free. But I would definitely recommend Dr. Morse's herbs.
I think I'm pretty set on this Parify, but
perfect. Do whatever.
Like, if you guys are interested in that, she posts videos. I mean, it's a little freaky.
I'd love to see it. If you could put it in the chat,
I'll
that'd be great.
put the link on there.
Okay, thanks. Okay, let's hear some takeaways from today's call. From like what stood out for you in the 4 eyes, or anything that you heard today. Let's hear from all of you.
I just loved the simplification of get them, not the sale. I thought that was so pretty.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So pretty. I love your languaging.
I love the inquire aspect and making that connection and trust, building trust with the other person. That feels really good. Such a great place to start.
Awesome. Thank you. What was helpful? Any aha moments or anything that you all feel like, yes, that's totally resonates. That's how I do it.
I liked making it like a bonus that they have the coaching available.
Yeah.
And that not
good.
Not like it's like a pressure thing, but hey, this is what you get. You know, take advantage of it.
Exactly. Beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else?
I know one of the things I immediately thought of when you phrased it that way is when you go join a gym, how they give you that introductory session to learn how to use the equipment and work out. So if you just, phrase it as a bonus like that, like you're receiving a free coaching call.
Exactly. Yay. Love that. Good. I'm glad that was so helpful. Way to go, Anne, Coach Anne. Thanks for adding that, contributing that to our conversation today. It was really beautifully said. All right, cool. Well, it's 10:45. So just so you guys know, usually we don't train this long, but this was such an important training. It just went over. So like, that's good. I think everyone needed it. So at this point, let's see. It's 10:42. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to open up the breakout rooms. And usually what we do is we work in breakout rooms at this part of the call. If you want to have specific support on something, or if you want to like set up an interview with someone, like sometimes people will say, hey, Kahina, I want to interview you. Let's go into a breakout room and set that up. And then you guys can go into a breakout room and you guys could actually interview each other during this last 15 minutes of the call, or you could set it up for another time. Bye, Felicia. And so just another thing you can do in breakout rooms is like we could have a chat, like Julia, you and Dickie and I could go into a breakout room and like have more of a vision call and get to know each other a little bit more. So I was gonna talk to Rayshan too, so I think Rayshan and and Chanel and I were also gonna go into a breakout room. So maybe what I'll do is go into breakout room with you, Rayshan, and then Julie, you said you had to go, right? Or do you have time to stay on a little bit longer? You have to go.
I'm okay for like 15 more minutes, so that's fine.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna actually go into breakout room with Rayshan. Let's go into room. Oops, hold on, let me recreate it. Okay.
I'm gonna jump off. Thank you.
Bye, Kahina. Thank you. And so Julia, usually what I would do at this point with you, since you're brand new, is I would do a vision call with you. And so that's kind of like a particular, sometimes usually we would do that with Dickie on the phone.
Yeah.
But I
We
think
we could schedule it later.
Yeah, let's do that later. Let's schedule that with Dickie. But now you've got the training, like you got the basic training. So I'm so glad you came to day one. Like it worked out perfectly. Was that helpful for you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. Beautiful. And it's also Stephanie's your upline as well. And she's just, on holiday right now. But when she comes back, she'll also be someone you can do connect calls with.
Yeah, we did a 3-way with her with a video call already.
Perfect. Okay, cool. All right, good. Okay, so we'll just rearrange. We'll schedule with Dickie. Okay. All right.
So we can talk later.
Yeah, and then we'll talk later too. Yeah, we got some
Okay.
stuff. We got to plan some things for this week. Okay. See you later, Julia. Thank you. And Rayshan, I'll see you in room 1. Okay.